have to get my cord. It just fell out of my phone. Hold on. Since I got this new case, it doesn't like to stay. Sorry, guys. It doesn't like to stay in my phone. Okay. Sorry, and get comfortable. Hello, hello. Sorry, my cord fell out. Oh, and then I forgot to turn my light on. See? I'm not on the ball tonight. Hey, Terry. I am just not with it. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Anybody gonna talk to me tonight? Anybody? Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I guess I'll just sit here and wait for somebody to talk to me. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Maybe. Hello? Hello, hello? Oh, my hair's a mess tonight. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Ah, here we go. Ashley from the proud area of Chiefs Kingdom. Okay. Who Cares 1982? Thank you for the badge. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I put my lotion on. It's the only time I sit still long enough. Except for when I'm sleeping. Hi, is it Brent? Thank you for the badge. Where you from, Brent? Clarence, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the likes. It's nice that I can see them now. Florida. What part of Florida, Brent? Thank you for the badge. Oh, and there's my kitty right on schedule. My cat. He's annoying. I am from South Dakota and I'm Renee. Welcome. Citrus Country. Okay. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I'm a proud cat mama too. He's so annoying. He only does that cat call when you're sleeping or when I get on a live. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. How many cats do you have? I have 2. One of my girl cats passed away last summer, so. Steve in Arkansas, but military with lots of overseas time. Okay, gotcha. Ever hear of Ted Williams, the baseball player? No, I probably did maybe back in the day, but I don't follow that stuff much anymore. LOL, or when you want to go to sleep. Exactly. I've been to the famous Corn Palace in Mitchell, South Dakota. Okay, yep, that's on the other side of the state, but yep, been there a couple times myself. 5 cats, wow. I bet they keep you hopping. If you hear the cupboard slamming, it's my older girl cat. She tries to get away from him because she's fixed and he's not. So she can sneak in my cupboard underneath my bathroom sink, but he can't get in there, so she hides. One here, he won't let me have another. Oh, okay. Let me back up here, make sure I didn't miss anybody. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Looks like it's been just a few minutes here. We'll wait, just see if a few more people are going to hop on, and then I'll get going. I did have a topic. She gave me a topic. I've been getting it over the last 3 days. If you're not familiar, I talk to my guides, and so they usually give me the topic when I go live. And she's been giving me one over the last couple days. And I've kind of been in a mood today because I had to work. Sundays are my only day off, and I had to work today, so I'm really tired. Today is like day 7, and I won't get a day off till, what, day 14? So I'm like, I really don't want to talk about that tonight. I just kind of told her, I'm like, I don't want to talk about that tonight. So, yeah. So I thought we might just chat tonight. Maybe we'll go over a little bit, depending on. I always in a better mood when I get on here with you guys. So we'll see. Maybe I'll be in a better mood and we'll talk about it. But if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee from South Dakota. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, Lisa. I appreciate that so much. Okay, guys. Well, it's already been almost not quite 10 minutes. So, and it looks like we're just going to plateau out. So that's when I get started, and then it just works out how it works out. From Pennsylvania, welcome. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that also. So if you're not familiar with my channel, my page, I don't know what it's called. I wish somebody would tell me. My name, like I said, is Renee, and I'm from South Dakota. I started my TikTok a year ago in March. The reason I started my TikTok, because on September 14th of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. We were together for 32 years, and after my husband passed, I discovered that I had my abilities to talk to my spirit guides, and they slowly breadcrumb me to my purpose, which is to be here with all you lovely people. So I discovered my purpose in life is basically to help others through loss and trauma, and that's why I'm here. And so I started my TikTok. I'm pretty much on almost every platform now. And so, yeah, I only have 2 rules here. Sorry, I had something in my eye. Basically, I just ask that if you're here just to be kind. And the second rule is we talk absolutely no politics here, just because that's not at all what my page is about. It's not against one side or the other. It's just, there's a million other pages out there for that. We just don't talk about that here. We talk about loss and trauma and healing and uplifting things. I'm here to uplift others and hopefully help people, and hopefully nobody will ever have to go through the pain that I've went through. That's my goal. So, I always like to say I am on my journey of life where I am, and you are on your journey of life where you are. And none of us are going to agree on everything. And so we agree to disagree here. So all I ask is if you can't do that, hop off and keep scrolling. And that's all I ask on my page. If you missed it, my guides usually give me a topic for the night. They give me one over the last couple days, but I've kind of, to be honest, I'm very straightforward here, very authentic. You're going to get dirty hair, don't care. Some nights you'll get makeup, some nights you won't. I just told my guides if I'm going to start this journey, I'm going to be the authentic me. And so you get what you get some nights. But I was just, to be honest, I was just in a pissy mood tonight. And so I was like, I'm not doing the topic. I'm not in the mood to do that. Aw, thank you for the heart. I appreciate that so much. And I know I'm missing the chat. Let me go back here. Okay, Lisa, thank you for the badge. I think I already said that. Kelly, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the badge. Thank you for the heart. Thank you so much for all of that, and the badge again. And so greetings from Gun Barrel City, Texas. Oh, I never heard of that. Thank you for the badge. Do you have a name? If you just missed it, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So like I said, so we talk about different things here. We talk about grieving, and my guide gets on this kick every now and again. She really pushes home goals and dreams. So we might talk about that a little bit tonight. Unless somebody's got something that they need to get off their chest. We like to, you know, if you've lost somebody and you need a place to go, this is your community. That's what I set it up for, is for people who are struggling. Like I said, my husband unalived himself. It'll be 2 years in September. And everybody just kept telling me, put one foot in front of the other. And I literally didn't know how to do that. After 32 years, I was with him since I was 16 years old. And I didn't know how to do that. I could barely breathe, let alone put one foot in front of the other. I'm Paul Baker, originally from Belcourt, North Dakota. Okay, well, welcome. And so, like I said, that's when I started this journey, because my guides were like, you're going to do this. This is your purpose in life, is to help others. And this is why you went through all the traumas you went through in your life, so you can help others. And so once I, just so you know, we talk about sensitive content here. So if you don't like that, please hop off and keep scrolling. Please don't report me. And so basically I didn't know how to put one foot in front of the other. And when I decided that I wasn't going to, when I was going to stay on this planet, because I wasn't sure that I was going to, because I had never lived without my husband. We hadn't been apart longer than 2 weeks ever in 32 years. And I just didn't know how to cope. Hold on. Bentley, lay down. Sorry, my dog. Sorry, my nose always itches when I go live. Can I ask you a question? You sure can. That's one thing I forgot to say. We're not shy here, and you're never interrupting me. You can always ask me a question or just say whatever you need to say. I'm sorry to hear about your husband. Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you have a question? And hopefully all your comments come through. I have all my filters off, but they filter the good comments and they leave the trolls. Not much I can do about that. Who are the guides that you talk about? Okay, well, we all have spirit guides and angels that watch over us. And so I have one guide in particular that speaks for all of my guides right now. So you always have a team. Your whole life you have a team of guides and angels that watch over you. So that's who I'm talking about. I have a spirit guide, and you have several. But anyway, she usually talks for all of them to me. That's how mine works so far. So hopefully that answered your question. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that so much. You guys can just keep tapping that screen. It really does help me. I appreciate that. Any other questions? Anybody? Anybody had a loss recently that they're struggling with or anything? It did. Thank you. You're welcome. Lisa, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So if you're not aware, I'm also a medium. I discovered that I had abilities to hear and talk to my guides first. I didn't realize that I had the ability of mediumship until, let's see, October, November, probably about 5 months later. I had abilities when I was a preteen. I used to have dreams that would come true when I was a preteen. Sorry, my nose always starts itching when I'm online. And that kind of just went away. And I kind of always thought I had abilities, but I wasn't sure. My intuition's always been very spot on. It wasn't until later in life I learned to listen to that, except for the day my husband passed. There's 3 times in my life that I didn't listen, or 2 major. And yeah, and I live to regret that for the rest of my life, sadly. My mom in March. Okay, so how are you doing with that? Are you handling it, not handling it, dealing with it? Do you want to talk about it? I have a loss that is still hard, but it's been 10 years. And you know, that's okay, right? Do you want to talk about it? And then your name was Kelly, right? Yeah. My oldest son passed away June 9th of last year, so tomorrow will be sad. He was 30. I am so sorry. You guys, and you're welcome to talk about it. Like I said, Nancy, thank you for the follow and the likes. I appreciate that so much. That's what we do here. We talk about it. And sometimes I have a topic and sometimes we get off topic, and that's okay. I believe the conversation goes where the conversation needs to go, right? Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys, for all your losses. You guys want to talk about it? You're welcome to, you know, that's what this community is for and about. Just know that if you talk to me, I'm going to ask you questions. You never have to answer, obviously. My mom had intuition too, and her nose would itch. That's wild. Well, my grandma was one of those that believed in all the old wise tales, right? And she would always say, oh, somebody's talking about me. And I always say, I'm sure it wasn't good for me. I laugh because, yeah, I just have, my whole life I've rubbed people the wrong way and I never understood why. So my whole life I thought I was broken, right? And just turns out I was unique for a reason, right? God built us, or creator, whoever you say. I normally don't say God. because I've been down many rabbit holes in the last 5 years. And there was actually many gods. And so who are you referring to? But I do believe in a creator, or the divine is usually what I call it. Well, my mom passed soon. That I can't tell you. I mean, maybe if I was sitting right next to you, I'd be able to tell you that. I am psychic a little bit. I know I have those abilities, but that's not something that I'm not like a reader and I can tell you, especially not right here, right now, if I'm not concentrating. Sorry, hold on. He's no longer in pain and he's in a better place now. And that's the thing. And that's one of the things that I always try to get across to people is that they're in a great place and they don't want us to mourn. They don't want us to be sad. They're in such a better place. And I want people to know that. And I want people to know that they're always with you, right? And they're always giving you little signs. People think, oh, well, I haven't gotten a sign from them. Well, if you're waiting for a billboard, you're not going to get one, right? They give us angel numbers and they flicker lights and they wake you up in the middle of the night because, our minds are going 100 miles an hour during the day, right? So if you're ever woken up usually between 3 and 5, but sometimes 2 o'clock, between 2 and 5, but usually 3 and 5. If you're ever just woken up and you don't know why or you can't sleep at that time, generally it's a loved one trying to come through to you because that is when it's quiet and they're like, haha, I can get her attention or his attention, right? So they're always with you. If you're driving in the car and you're suddenly thinking of somebody that's passed away, that generally means they're in the car with you. So yeah, they're always with you. Let's see. Katrina, is that right? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Is it Sky? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I'm only aware of 3. Now I know that sometimes it can also change. I've been told, because I'm still just kind of learning the ropes of this too. I've only been talking to my guides, it'll be 2 years in October. But I have a guy that helps mentor me and he's been talking to his guides for a long time. And he tells me that can change. Like your spirit team can change at times if they've kind of fulfilled what they can fulfill with you and you need somebody else to kind of step in. It's kind of hard to explain. But like I said, all mine talk through one. So my spirit guide's name is Aquafil. And so she talks for all my guides at the moment. I've been told that eventually I will have communication with all of them. But right now they all kind of communicate through her. JW, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I know her name because the guy that mentors me is able to bring her through. It's kind of hard to explain. And he's like, this is your guide's name. And so that's how I know. But now we're kind of on, they kind of become your best friend, really. You just talk to them like they're your best friend. And it's really hard to explain if you've never experienced it. Do I hear them or sense them? Well, I believe that I'm clairaudient. And so my abilities work in different ways, right? So at times I sense her, like it's almost like it's telepathically, like it's really hard to explain. But other times, I can actually hear her. I'm sorry, I'm just all tongue-tied tonight. I apologize. I've worked 7 days straight and I don't get a day off till after day 14. So, what I'm trying to say is, so it's different ways, right? So sometimes she'll give me a picture. Like when it first started, a lot of times she would give me like a chalkboard and I would see things on a chalkboard, or I would see pictures, or a lot of times now I get messages through song, right? She'll give me a song and then, a certain verse will resonate with me, and then she'll give me the message and I can hear her. It's really hard to explain, but it's different, and it's different for all of us. But sometimes too, like there's times where like if I'm needing to put out an emergency message for somebody, like say somebody's going through something and she's like, or she knows I'm going through something because I'm the guinea pig on my page, right? So usually whatever I'm putting out is also for me. But like say I'm at work, I'm a housekeeper and I'm at work and I'm cleaning a mirror. This has happened to me several times and I might be in a mood for that day. And she's like, somebody needs to hear a message, right? And I don't hear her. I just sense that. Like it's almost like a telepathic thing. I don't know how to explain that to you. But generally, like when she gives me a song, like say I'll wake up hearing a song and then I'll hear a verse and then I'll actually hear her say. And like when I channel for people, I hear them. And I can see them generally, and I can how do I want to say this? Like I can see like their personality. Does that make sense? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hopefully that made sense. Was that Lisa that's asked me that? Is that making sense? Sometimes I talk in circles. I apologize. And it's really hard to explain if somebody's never really experienced it. Okay, good. Sorry. So yeah, so it just depends on the day of what she's trying to get through to me. Sometimes she'll give me angel numbers too. Like sometimes if I'm trying to get ready to come live and I don't have a topic yet, I'm like, okay, give me a topic, right? And one night I was seeing numbers and it's been probably about a month and a half ago. So I don't remember what it was, but all of a sudden it was like quarter till, that's what it was. It was like 6:45, 44, I think is what it was. 44 follows me everywhere. And it was 6:44 and I usually go live about 7 o'clock and I'm like, hey, I still need a topic. And, I saw 6:44 and I was just going to shrug that off because I see 44s all day long. 144, 1244, right? It's all day long. And so I was just going to shrug it off, and I could hear her say, no, that's important. You need to pay attention to that. And so then I Googled 6:44, and it was funny because she was giving me a word. I think it was stability was the word I was getting. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with stability, right? And then 6:44 popped up and she's like, you need to look that up. And so then I look up the number, and sure enough, like like the beginning of the phrase was like something stability, right? So it's just crazy coincidences like that. And actually I don't believe in coincidence. So you know what I mean. It's just how it is. Sue from Wisconsin, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. It's crazy that we're talking about my abilities, because when I kind of threw my fit earlier and said, I don't want to talk about what you give me to talk about tonight. I'm just not in the mood to talk about that. And she's like, so talk about your abilities. And I'm like, really? Just get on, start talking about my abilities, and then y'all asking. So anyway, there's no such thing as coincidence in this life. I don't believe in them anyway. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So you guys that lost somebody, how are you doing with all of that? Heather, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. How are you guys handling your losses? Who was the one that said that somebody had been gone for 10 years and are you struggling with that? Do you need help with that? Heather from Oklahoma. Sorry guys, I just have to scroll real quick. Oh, wrong thing. Sorry, somebody sent me a message. I was trying to So anyway, yeah, so how are you guys? Are you guys still there? Anybody that said you lost somebody? Are you having a hard time? What I started to say is, so when everybody kept telling me after I lost my husband, just put one foot in front of the other, and I could barely breathe, let alone put one foot in front of the other. And it's been so hard. It's only been 3 months, but trying daily. Okay. If I could just recommend what really helped me, I did journaling. Of course, I deep dived into meditation, but journaling really helped me to heal. And I just get a regular notebook and just, journal how you feel that day, right? And don't think about it. Don't think. Just write. I'm upset you're gone today. I'm sad you're gone today. I'm angry. I feel guilty. Whatever it may be, right? Whatever those emotions are, just journal them. I miss you today. And just write. Don't think about it. Mish, lost my husband 2 years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. Mish, where are you from? Did you tell me that? How are you dealing with your loss from your husband? Are you dealing, not dealing? We always talk about here, if you're new here, we always talk about it's okay to have a moment. Just don't unpack and live there, right? Massachusetts, welcome. That's really important, right? It's okay. You can have 5 moments or 10 moments through the day. Somewhat, okay? But it's really important that you don't, unpack and live there. That's what I tell everybody. And if you can get out into nature, for me, it was fall time. So I went out in nature and I meditated and I journaled in nature, and that really helped because nature is very healing. Going to the gym, working out for me has really worked for my, with my head and my brain. But so those are some of the things that really help me. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hey, Jen. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Oh, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that so much. Oh, and the badge. How sweet. Thank you. Anybody else have anything else? Sorry, every time I get on live, not every time lately, but my nose itches. Anybody else got anything? Like I said, we really don't have a topic tonight. We did, but I told her I'm doing it another night. I didn't feel like doing it. So we're just kind of chatting tonight. I have been widowed for 23 years. She was my everything, and I haven't been with anyone since. I'm sorry. It's hard. It really is hard. I go back and forth with my husband. I get it. I totally get it. Well, this is the community that you can talk about it. So if there's anything you need to get off your chest or talk about it, I'll just go into that real quick. I am here usually Sunday through Wednesday between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Bentley, stop it. My dog can be in the kennel while I'm at work and he's fine. I'm at home. He thinks he's got to go outside every hour. So he'll be fine till we're done. But anyway, what I was saying is that I'm live Sunday through Wednesday, between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time generally. If I'm not here, I'm either on grandma duty or I'm exhausted. I work 2 jobs. This is basically a 3rd job. So sometimes I'm just exhausted and I just can't. This week might be one of those weeks just because I'm going to work a 14-day stretch, before I get a day off. So if I'm not here, I apologize. Megadon, thank you for the follow. Memories and pictures. Yep. How do you do when you look at the pictures? Do you cry or are you happy? What are your feelings? I'm just curious. Sacramento is where you're from. Well, glad to have you here, Dawn from Sacramento. Cry. Okay. So that's good. That's healing, right? That's what I would call those moments, right? Like I tell everybody, you have to walk through the storm, right? Meaning when those emotions come, you have to walk through them. That's how you heal them, right? You have to feel to heal. Just don't unpack and live there, right? Have a moment, and maybe you'll have another moment in an hour or another moment, later in the day. It's okay to have 5 moments. Just don't unpack and live there. Just keep the moments. 23 years and my heart is still broken. I understand, Dawn, and I'm so sorry. It sounds like maybe you have some healing to go through though. And know that she's in a good place. And she wouldn't want you to, it sounds like maybe had put your life on hold a little bit. And I'll tell you right now, they'll always tell you from the other side is that they're in a good place. They don't want you to be sad. You're sad because they're not here in the physical world. But they don't want you to be sad. They don't want you to put your life on hold for them. They want you to be happy. And it's disheartening for them on the other side to see you unhappy and sad, especially for years and years and years like that. So just know she would want you to move on with your life and to have a happy life. She wouldn't want you to be stuck. if you're stuck. I'm not saying you are because I don't know your circumstances, but I'm just saying. So yeah. Anybody else got anything else? Thank you for the badge too. I appreciate that. So I'm going to kind of go on with the rest of my spiel real quick. So I'm here Sunday through Wednesday. Lisa, I've been going through a little bit of pics. I feel like it's gone forever. Somehow it feels so far away. Yeah, I understand. I had to hold my grieving because I had to raise our son who was 18 months old at the time. I understand now. Okay. Yep. I get it. I get it. I had a stillborn, a full-term stillborn in 1994. And I didn't grieve her for 2 years because I had a 3-year-old at home, and I went home and I didn't have time, right? I had a 3-year-old to take care of. And when the grief finally came, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I know that, you know? So, but I understand. But just know that she wouldn't want you to put your life on hold forever. She would want you to be happy. For sure. So yes, I'm here Sunday through Wednesday between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. If you're not familiar, I also have a YouTube channel. All the videos that you'll find here, you'll find over there. That's under Scorpio Medium. The only difference is if you miss a live and you'd like to catch it, you can go over there. I upload those over there. If you look in my bio here or over there, you'll find my email address. So if you're interested in a channeling session with somebody on the other side, if you email me, that's how we set that up. You're so welcome, Dawn. I appreciate that. Hey, Deb, how are you? How are you hanging in there? Thanks for the likes, Jen. And also, I just added, my guides told me that it was time. I just added my Venmo. I'm not asking anybody to donate, especially if you can't. But, you know, if you like my content and you feel, I guess, called to donate, it does take time to make my reels and to put my lives together and all of that. It would be greatly appreciated, but if you can't, I understand, and I wouldn't want anybody to take food off their own table. Like I said, if you would just feel called, my Venmo is there now in my bio. Over on my YouTube, I think I got it on here. I'm not for sure because there were some places on my social media wouldn't let me. There wasn't enough room. You're good. Can't believe it's 11 months already. Feels like it was only weeks ago. You know, it'll be 2 years in September since Daryl was gone, and it just feels like yesterday still. So I totally relate. I wanted to share something really quick with y'all. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. So yesterday, my friend and I were having a moment here, and it had dawned on me that after my husband unalived himself, a little while after that day, I was like, I wonder if he left me a note. And I hadn't thought about it for this entire time. After that day, I never thought about it again until yesterday. And then it hit me. Thank you for the roses, Deb. I appreciate that so much. You know that feeling? Yeah. And so I never thought about it until I was talking to my friend about it yesterday. And then it kind of hit me hard. Because I've been very open and honest on here about how I've dealt with the guilt, and but I've really been struggling with the anger with him. And so yesterday, I think subconsciously this whole time, some of my anger is that he did not leave me a note, right? I was angry. We were together for 32 years and you couldn't leave me a note telling me you love me or something, right? And so that was something that I'm probably going to have to work through that I didn't realize that I hadn't worked through yet. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. Thank you for those, Deb. I appreciate that. Let's see. So we talked about my YouTube. I'm here Sunday through Wednesday. Like I said, if you're interested in booking a channeling session, my emails are in the bio here or over on my YouTube channel, which is Scorpio Medium. Like I said, if you're not a subscriber, I'd love it if you subscribed. And that's where you'll find all my lives are uploaded over there. So if you'd miss a night, then you can catch it over there. I don't have really anything else to talk about tonight. Does anybody else have any other questions? Anybody? Thank you for all the likes, Jen. I appreciate that so much. Anybody? Okay. Well, if nobody else has anything else they need to talk about or get off their chest tonight, I will be back here tomorrow night. I like to go, it seems like I always go live at 7:17. I'm a huge numbers person, guys. I'm an angel numbers. 7:17, it's like, okay, I'm getting on, right? So I'm usually here. If it's 7:17, I'm like, okay, I'm running late. So I'll see you back here tomorrow night. On that note, I'm going to say, I hope y'all have a great night. Remember to, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Remember to have a great day tomorrow because it is a choice. And on that note, I'm going to say until we meet again. Bye, Deb. You're so welcome, Lisa. Have a great night, everybody.